Yo, wait a second. Because I posted this Snapchat.
Wait.
My bad.
Okay, it was 8 minutes ago. It felt like 30.
It really did.
Wow.
Okay. Take 2.
Are you recording this whole time?
No, I'm just looking at myself.
All right, mom brain, okay? Classic. At least I remember now and not the end.
Yeah, that would have been sad.
I'm just going to drink my truly.
Drink it.
Hey guys.
What were we talking about?
Well, we've been here just chit-chatting away. And we weren't recording.
Nope.
We are now. We're definitely recording.
We're
now.
rolling.
We're definitely recording.
We are
now.
professionals.
I've done this.
Clearly,
100
we've
times.
been doing this for like.
To be fair, it's been a while since we've done it. Like I've been in here.
I haven't
It
been
has.
in here in a while.
Yeah, but you don't have to do anything. You just show up and sit here and look pretty.
Thank you.
And
You're
create
right.
some words.
You were so right. I do nothing else but talk. I barely share anything on Instagram. I don't even like our photos. Like, just kidding.
Oh,
I don't even know where to begin.
Well, today we were talking about comparing, and we already chit-chat about this a little bit, but I still think it's important because we live different lives, and I'm home from Maryland, so all of
Welcome
us
home,
girls.
Katie.
Yeah, thank you.
We love when you're home.
Me too. It just fills my cup.
Yes.
But there's 7 of us, and 6 of us went to the winery today, and Courtney's a working mom, so she couldn't come, and we were talking about comparisons and feeling left out.
Or just seeing like, I work full time, so I don't have the freedom that some of the other moms have to just get up and go do something for a day. But then again, working has its own, pros with it too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was just in the moment, I was like, I'm not going to watch Snap. And then I did. And then I was like, I want to be there. But it was so fun. Like, I love to see it. I love to see it.
Would you have felt better if we brought Cash and not you?
Oh my God, that would have been worse.
Like if Cash got to hang out with all of us?
I'd have been even more jealous.
I know.
Like, no. But yeah, it's hard. And like when you're away in Maryland, seeing it too, and,
Yeah.
not being able to just pop over to Izzy's house or something.
Especially when I'm like sitting at my house on my couch.
Yeah, you have the ability to do it
by myself, and I'm like, wow, if I lived in Pennsylvania, I could be sitting at
drinking
Marlena's
coffee
right now.
with Sam on her porch.
It's great though that you have the flexibility now to come home for a week. Like that's a week a month.
Oh, and I fit a lot into the week that I'm home, man.
Yeah, you've been busy.
Yeah.
You and Dale.
I mean, Izzy's like, I'm off these days. We're hanging out.
Yep.
Like, I'll be at your house whether you're there or
Katie's
not.
my number one priority.
All her friends. Nobody. I'm busy. Yeah. I'm busy. Katie's
Everybody
home.
else are like, what are you even Liz today? What are you doing? I was like, well, I'm with Katie.
I'll hang out with you next week when Katie's back.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, it's but then things will be flipped because you're coming to visit me in Maryland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In like 2.5 weeks, and we have a couple moms who aren't coming, so they're going to be feeling the same thing. So it's like the table just flips around, and
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
for our little road
I'm
trip.
So excited.
Courtney, are you excited?
Yeah,
that needs to be like a whole podcast episode in itself.
We're going to do great.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
We're going to travel with the babies.
They're going to sleep the whole time.
Absolutely.
The whole time.
They're going to take a 4-hour nap in the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm. Early, mid-morning.
Yeah, mid-morning to noon. Yeah.
Minimal stops. We
were just talking about how if you would have asked us 2 months ago that our babies would never, ever, ever sleep through the night. And as of today, I think all week our babies have slept totally through the night.
If you jinx this, Izzy, like, I will literally never.
I'm not trying to jinx it. I just want people to know that it does get better.
When you're in that stage.
We have all been struggling on our own ends with our baby sleeping, getting up, going to work, doing all the things. Me having 2 kids, but I think I'm so proud of us for sticking to our routine, sticking to our guns. We haven't changed anything. We feed them, especially Courtney with the feeding. Mm-hmm. Look how that has turned out.
Cash eating food, solids, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think the last time before we had guests, because we've been having quite a few guests, we talked about that and how Cash just was not interested in eating. And that's been one of the big things I personally have been comparing my baby to your baby's, is him not eating. Like I I've never known a baby to not want to eat
food.
Yeah, and like we joke about, like, I thought he was gonna be the eater. I thought he was gonna be the Cora. And
you were like 6 months on the day we're gonna give him steak.
Which
like you're like, he's so interested in food, you know, he's looking at us, and it's just like, it was so different than you thought. It was so different for me. I never would have done it.
Oh my God, Izzy, you literally like, I could never do baby-led weaning. And then you were the one that was like, oh, I'm giving her fish stick, giving her pizza,
she loves fish sticks,
I'm giving her
fries,
pancakes every day.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, I was the last one to do that because I just didn't, I guess I was a little scared, and the pediatrician was like, oh, what kind of food does she like at her 6-month appointment? And I was like, oh, I'm not really feeding her any, you know? Like, she's like, well, maybe you should start. And then, like, once I started, it was like she was just so good at eating everything. And now, like, that girl will put anything in her mouth.
Yep.
You know, she loves it. And I feel bad because, like, I'm not making food all the time for her, but what? She ate some French fries today. She ate some crackers.
Oranges.
Cheese. Oh, the oranges.
Babies.
Big orange babies.
Yeah, big orange babies.
I gotta stop. Dale has actually, I looked at his tongue today. He has an ulcer on his tongue.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what my mom and I think it is. Yeah. But he only eats them at breakfast time usually. But yeah, it's like it looks like something on the side of his tongue. It's always something with this kid, but you know. But yeah, I remember like when you first were giving to him, like, I mean, even till it was like last week. Like,
yeah,
gagging.
Like just started. Actually, like vomiting.
Yeah.
He would gag so much he would make him anything that touched like the back of his tongue to his throat, he would throw it up.
Yeah. And I think it's like,
which was discouraging.
I think it's also important because I forget this sometimes, like with my education and stuff, that a lot of moms don't really know about feeding, like things about babies that I know. And like babies' gag reflex is actually in the middle of their tongue, basically. So a lot of times when you're feeding babies and they're gagging easily, they get scared, but that's because it's there and it's to protect them from choking. So like at first when you were showing us like the videos, I'm like, oh, gagging's normal. And then like as we've been watching, we're like, what's going on and things. But you have been
continue to do it.
Yeah. But you have been so consistent and still fed him.
And look, steak tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Was Craig so
double
proud?
fisting.
He was videotape like,
double fisting.
Got a cucumber steak. Loving it. He even like bit a piece of the steak off.
Wow.
And didn't throw it up. Didn't gag, nothing.
So I feel like daycare definitely helped with that too.
Yes, daycare was a huge help. They started feeding him purees also during the day because I worked full time, and it was really hard to try to feed him at the end of the day too because he would nap.
He's tired too.
He would nap.
He always naps when he gets home, right?
So, and then we were like making dinner, and then like he'd need a bottle, so it was just like timing not working out. So them feeding him during the day, which I was a little nervous about, but that's helped a lot. And then one of the other babies in his class has an occupational therapist. And she was there. Yeah, she was there a day that they were feeding Cash and just like saw him and how he was reacting. And she recommended these spoons, which they have to be on the mama must have Mondays.
Textured spoons.
Yeah, so they have a texture on the back of them. And they're just these like cheap looking plastic spoons, not your silicone fancy cute spoons. So
baby led weaning spoons.
Yeah, right. It wasn't nothing like that. So I was like, I'm trying anything at this point. So I don't know if it was a combination of that with, they said that something with getting over the texture,
the texture aversion.
Yeah. So I guess the spoon having a texture on it.
Yeah,
because he wouldn't want a spoon to come near his mouth. He would always turn away, like he was not interested.
Well, and you can compare it to like us having a food aversion. Like if you tried something.
You mean the first 3 months of my pregnancy?
Yeah. So if you ate
something, all 9 months of my pregnancy.
Is this a common theme here?
That's basically what the babies are experiencing. Like if whatever their first experience with that puree was not enjoyable, and then he just made this like association,
memory,
and your consistency and your exposure for him has kind of helped him, get over it a little bit.
Yeah.
And
I can't believe it. I said, you guys, I'm like, look what he's eating. I'm like, I'm back at 6 months. I'm like, look, guys, look, I'm with 6 months mom now.
I don't think us taking videos of our babies eating is ever going to go away. Like, I still record Basil eating food because she's such a bad eater. She's 5 years old, like watching your baby eat is just the most fascinating thing. It doesn't ever go away because it's like, wow, look at them just eating, thriving, enjoying life.
Being a little human.
Yeah, I made that. I made that food for them
And
too.
aren't you like proud of yourself that you like took something that you literally were like, I'm never doing this, and then all of a sudden you just did it?
Yes.
It's like
I can't even think of like the first things. I mean, I'm sure I could go back on my pictures and stuff, but because I never really tried baby food. I did a little bit and like purees, but I'm not a huge fan of sitting there and feeding her. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. I have too much to do. So like whatever it is, I need to put on her high chair. I need to do the dishes.
You saw Dale today with his pouch. He holds his pouches himself.
Wow.
I think that's really impressive that he doesn't like squirt it all over himself.
I know Cash will be like, meow.
Yeah.
No.
Cora still does that too. Maybe I should just let her.
But I've done that since he was young. I mean, my philosophy is the younger I can let him
figure it out.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I've created a very independent child.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely.
So independent, sometimes he don't need his mommy.
He does
when
not
he do
need
his
me
mommy.
or want me or need anything.
Until he do.
Yeah. So that's all on me, but that's what I want in life. I want him to be able to be confident and be able to do things. But yeah, I've done it from the start.
I
But
think he's just intelligent. He knows what's coming out of that, what he has to do to get it out. Like,
he for sure does.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I think like for me, so like food was definitely yours, and for me, mine has been talking. That has been my
and the movement.
comparing.
I feel like too.
Movement I wasn't as concerned about because he was doing at least some kind of movement.
Yeah.
But talking made me very, very nervous because since his hospital, he used to babble and make like baby noises and all those things. And then after our hospital stay, it like completely stopped. And like literally was pretty much silent. Like every once in a while he would make noises but never babbled, never da 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 ba ba ba. And seeing your babies, like they've been doing that for
and I feel like that's when it took off for our babies because I feel like really when they started
around
doing
6 months.
The da da das.
He's
the
been saying da 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 for so.
That's what
Dale
I mean.
still is not.
Come on.
Yeah, Dale still is not. So that's what
He'll
I mean.
just blurt out mama one day.
Yeah,
I get
you.
mama if I'm not in the room.
Yes.
She does it if I'm like not there.
Yeah, Dale just started doing ba ba ba. That's his thing.
And he does it well.
Yeah, and
I think he does it really good.
And when we're saying he's intelligent, like one day I was doing like, I'm not gonna do it on here because it's way too loud, but where I was like moving my finger and making like a sound, and he like looked at me and was like busting out laughing, and I did it a couple times, and then the next day he literally did it himself.
Yeah.
And now like
Dale's been very with the hand motion. Like
no, the
today
guitar?
he was doing it.
What?
Oh yeah.
Remember the guitar?
Yeah.
No, that blew my mind. I showed Dylan, my mom. I was like, Dale knows how to play the guitar.
Yeah, he was watching Jacob do it, and he was like moving his fingers and holding them up here like as if he was playing. He's just every baby is so different, and he's just a very observant baby. Like he picks things up and drops them, and then he'll move it. He'll drop it on the carpet, and then he'll move it to the hardwood and drop it on the hardwood because he's listening to the difference. I keep saying that, yeah, and it's like I see those things and I'm not praising them as much as I am worrying about the things he's not doing. And having
But I can tell you Cash is not doing.
I know.
Nothing like that.
But
He just started waving bye.
Well, Dale isn't waving much.
Really? I thought he
did. He did for a while, and then he kind of...
Isn't that funny, too?
Yeah.
They'll stop.
It's all what you practice, and it's all like...
And they're just babies.
Yes,
We've literally only been here as long as they've been in our belly.
And it's so hard not to compare.
Tiny little babies.
And having like an early childhood background, I have to like remind myself like your child isn't going to be like baby Einstein, and he's not going to reach all of these milestones ahead of time. And that's what. So we looked up before we came on the episode.
As we were walking in the door.
As we were walking in the door. We're not very prepared. But I wanted to point out the actual milestones that your child is expected to have. And I say that lightly. This means that there's 75% of babies at 9 months old, because that's how old our 3 babies are, what they're expected to do. And it's a lot less than what you would think it is because of seeing your babies and what they're doing. Like Dale's still meeting all of these milestones. He's not scaling. He's not even fully crawling yet because he's still army crawling.
Yeah.
And that's not a 9 month.
No.
Oh.
No, they're not expected to be doing that at 9 months old. That's what I mean.
I mean, I'm
And
not expecting them, but
but
I didn't
we
realize that.
Yeah, but we see that as a milestone because social media, and you're just you compare your babies. You're like, my baby should be doing that. Why is he not doing that? What am I doing wrong? Should I be doing like?
When's he gonna do it?
Right. So let's start with social emotional.
Okay.
They might be shy. They should be shy, clingy, or fearful around strangers.
Correct.
Do you think that's something new, or is that something that they've been doing?
I don't know.
Cash and Cora both went through their stranger danger syndrome
for like a day or two.
It was like a week.
Like, and you have daycare babies, so it's probably a little different.
Exactly
I don't even know like what strangers we've really been around.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They're not actual strangers,
but
family they don't see very often. Right. Yes. Holidays maybe.
Yeah, like Dale will put his head against my shoulder and like he like looks at them cross-eyed. Like
hello, who are you?
Yeah, like
yeah.
But I think you're right. The daycare thing, at least at Cash's daycare, there can be a new person in the room almost every day or every other day if they're helping.
And they tell me whenever she gets like with Cora that if she gets like weary around like a new person.
Really?
Yeah. Like the one teacher was like, "Oh, we have a new teacher coming in." So
and what I would consider
really
what I would even consider more than that is, are they more comfortable around their regular people? Like, you know what I mean? If they had a choice between mom or someone they don't really know that well,
Susie.
Yeah, they're probably going to pick mom. Like can they recognize somebody not that
familiar.
they aren't? Yes, not familiar versus somebody that is. The second one shows several facial expressions like happy, sad, angry, or surprised. Basically,
Cash came out the womb
with the eyebrows.
Oh, he did. Yeah. Yeah.
No, literally. They look just
always
like that.
Eyebrows.
So angry eyebrows.
He was born, literally, I'm not even kidding. He was born with his face like that.
He's like, why am I out in the earth right now?
WTF.
Yeah. I mean, Dale has resting bitch face like 90% of the
time. You just have seen the way he looked at me earlier. Like he...
as if Cora's never given me the up and down before.
Cora does look at you.
Like,
if you wake up Cora from a nap and you're like sitting there and she doesn't know you, like if you're not her mom, she'll look at you up and down. Like, what are you doing in my
Dale
area?
Just like finds nothing amusing, like unless it's me.
No, literally.
Like he'll literally just be like,
"We got to bring the basil test.
Are you trying to be funny?" Like that's what I think Dale's brain is thinking. Like, do you think you're funny? Like
that's what
I've seen way funnier before.
Katie was loading up the wagon earlier, and Dale was just like looking at her laughing, and I poked my head around, face dropped.
Yeah,
he
just
dropped. He was like, "Why are you looking at me right now?" I was offended.
Yeah, like just not amused. Not amused.
Cash is almost always smiling, I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, Cash is the happiest baby.
That's
like the happiest
that's
baby.
What everybody says.
Like just
I don't have anything to like. I guess. I mean, I don't know. All your babies seem happy. There was some moments, I guess.
I mean,
they're not as happy as Cash.
He very rarely. Cash gets like over like excited happy
and like laughs so loud.
Oh, he goes, huh?
Yeah.
Craig and I die every time he does it. His whole body like thrusts his hips.
Yeah.
I love that he like literally LOLs. Like he laughs out loud all the time. He's like, ha 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 ha.
Wasn't that fun? He'll do that at nothing.
No.
He'll just be sitting there.
That's funny.
So, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like every baby's so like different in that.
They have like personalities.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's really
but, like they're barely like people yet.
Yes.
You're only 9 months old.
I said so. I have not been to the dentist since what did I say? Like 2017 or something like that. I don't know. It was a minute, but I made an appointment because I'm like, I can already tell my son is going to be the son who's like, well, you don't go to the dentist, so I'm not going to the dentist. Yeah. Like that's going to be Dale. Like everything I do is going to be questioned and like
why
he's gonna be and that's how Jacob was as a baby, so or like as a kid. So I just like his mom tells me the story of Jacob. He was homeschooled for a little bit, only for like a year, because his mom quickly realized that Jacob was a little too bright for that. And she was teaching like double digit addition, and when you have to carry the one, and Jacob's like, well, why do I have to do that? Like, what does that mean? And Beth was like, I don't know, you just do it. You just put the one over there. And he's like, but why? Like, why am I moving the one? And she's like, you just do it. And like, that's no reason. That's going to be Dale. Like, just a very...
Well, then Jacob can help him with his homework.
Well, I'm a teacher, so
Doesn't matter.
you carry the 1 because you're borrowing a 10. That's the answer.
Oh, thank you.
See,
Thank you for that.
You are also very intelligent.
Yeah,
You and
but
Jacob are very intelligent people.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm also
Craig
stubborn.
actually said that after he did his podcast, the dad podcast, he was like, how does everybody on your podcast talk so well?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know, everybody just talks
They
so...
have such good words.
I mean,
It's the vocab for me.
I'm done.
Okay.
All right. Next one is looks when you call his or her name.
Yes.
And I'm thinking of Dale whipping his head around when I
yeah.
say his name. Because
Really?
Courtney, aren't you the one who says you love that? When I say his name and he whips his head around like...
Oh, he goes, and he's like laying there like
What you
this.
do, Katie,
He's
you
like,
go, ah, ah, ah.
Yeah. Oh, and he's like, what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like me calling his name and him looking like that's been pretty recent that he's been actually recognizing his name's Dale.
Yeah, I feel like that's very recent for us too. Cash will do it. He'll be like crawling somewhere we don't want him to go. Like
Yeah,
the kitchen.
that's
We'll be
been-
like Cash, and he's like, he's like going faster because he's like, yeah, they know.
Yeah, they ignore you. They
Yes.
won't
Yes.
look back.
They're like,
Or-
what?
yeah.
What's my name? I don't know my name. I know you know.
And then the last one for social emotional is smiles or laughs when you play peekaboo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Yeah.
Huge peekaboo fan.
And if you're a mom and you're hearing these things and your child isn't doing it, like remember, these are just milestones, so 75%. And after we talk about all of these, I'm going to give some like advice on if you are hearing all of this and you're kind of concerned, like, remember this is 9 months old. My 9-month-old isn't doing those of what you can do.
Katie's
So.
the expert in our group. We'll be like,
Honestly, we all just follow Katie's lead. Whatever Katie
Meanwhile, I'm
says,
still over here comparing. I'm doing everything I can. Why am I comparing? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like
following you.
Like,
You did it. You trained
I
all
only
of our
fed
babies.
Cora because you told me to feed her. Food.
such a...
Katie got sippy cups and
Oh my God. Y'all
and
crack me up.
coverall bibs, so I went out and bought
No.
coverall.
Okay, you're mocking it,
true,
but you
though.
literally, everybody says videos.
I was trying to be
Yeah.
mean girls.
The straw
straw cup?
cup.
We all got it.
You cut it to the right.
Did it work?
Absolutely. It's her favorite cup.
You're like, it's too long. She can't figure. I'm like, no, you got to cut it. And then you even said about the thing. You're like, I think I cut too short. I'm like, no, take the cover off.
Take the thing off. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Like, even, like, I feel like Sam and Kayla will be like, all right,
This video's for Katie.
What can I do more? No, every video's for Katie. I swear to God. In the group chat. It's
Okay,
like, "There's
in my-
questions for Katie. And I was just had a question about my baby.
I also have a lot of experts in my community because of my being educator.
it's so
They're cracking up. They're dying.
I bet you there's one waiting for us right now.
I swear so many times during the week that this video is for Katie. And why is my baby playing like this and not like that?
Should I be doing more with my baby? What more can I do?
Can you show me games I could play? What
many games?
No, wait. The other day, Courtney's like, I started saving all of my paper towel rolls. Wait, I'm gonna pee. Mom bladder. She's like, I'm saving all my paper towel rolls and all the caps to my pouches because Katie said I should.
I don't know if this is funny to anybody but us.
I just love you
actually
guys.
crying.
I just love you guys.
Oh,
You're like, well, I may set up this activity because Katie did it.
Katie told me to.
Cash didn't like the freaking texture of the pom pom.
Oh my god. This is
Sorry.
literally our first White Claw. This one isn't even open,
Oh
so
man,
that's just funny.
I don't know. She just knows a lot.
Okay, well, I also have a lot of people in my community that know a
Yeah.
lot. I know, like, my best friend is an infants and toddlers. Like, she does the testing and things for kids that you think have disabilities or whatever. I have a lot of people in my community. So I
Yeah.
also asked them, and they've taught me things. So it's not just me. It's not just me. It's mostly things I've learned from others. But I'm glad I could share it, and I'm glad y'all listen, I guess.
You're an expert.
We do.
Oh, Lordy.
Immediately. Katie said to buy this. I'm going to Walmart right now.
I need to get back on, like, putting, like, toys that people can buy or, like, free DIY things. Like save your paper towel rolls, save your caps to your pouches because, like, and those are things that grow with colors.
I would have never thought to do that.
Yeah.
If you didn't tell me.
And the cap thing was something I saw on Pinterest that I was like, that's an amazing idea.
I've seen those on like reels on Instagram.
Yeah, because you can literally like do colors. You could do counting with like eventually, not now, obviously. But wow.
Is there anything else on the
So that's all for social emotional. Okay. Then language and communication is, there's only 2. Makes a lot of different sounds like ma, 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 and ba, ba, ba. So we just talked about that. Dale only says ba, ba, ba right now.
That's so funny that it says like ma, 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 or ba, 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 and ours are saying da, da, da.
Where Mac is 6 months old, or 7.
Yeah,
7, just turned 7, and he's saying ma, ma, ma.
I get mas,
Cash has never done Bob.
Das, babas, mamas, and kakas. I get the ket. Just like
yeah.
Because she talks in lowercase.
She really does. She also cries in lowercase.
I know. Like, no wonder why you, like, couldn't hear her crying if you're downstairs, she's upstairs. Like, you couldn't hear her if you're in the room with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, so the communication was a big thing for me. But as soon as Dale started doing that, and then he started filling in blanks for me, like when I say ready, set, and he at least says like duh, like he means like that sound is him showing he understands what I'm saying, which like that was, as soon as he started doing that, I'm like, I'm fine, I don't care if he never babbled. Like that alone is like, okay, he's understanding me and he's able to express what he wants to express. So
yeah,
but yeah, it comes, but that's the only expectation is the babbling by 9 months. So like everything's okay. We're all
What
good.
else are our babies doing? They're all pulling up.
She didn't get to that yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, hold on. And then the other language communication is lifting arms to be picked up. So if you go to pick them up, they're putting their arms up to get picked up.
That's one of my favorite things.
Up.
Cognitive, which is like your learning, your problem solving, like the picking up, dropping. If they drop something, are they remembering? Banging two things together, which
uh-ohs.
Yeah.
Cash was saying, uh-oh.
I forgot about the uh-ohs.
Miss Rachel taught him that for sure.
Thank you, Miss Rachel.
Banging two things together is one of those. And looking for objects when dropped out of sight, like a spoon or a toy. So if they drop it, they know it's going somewhere.
Always looking for my phone.
Purposefully dropping the spoon off
Dale's
my chair.
a big phone boy.
Oh my God.
Is he?
Cora is too.
And remotes. And water bottles.
Water bottles.
And
Always
anything that's not a toy.
Yeah, no toys. Forget those toys. Do not buy new toys. Buy remotes. And fake phones.
A bunch of remotes.
Literally.
That's all for cognitive. And then movement, which is what Izzy was talking about. Getting to a sitting position by him or herself. Which you said you've never seen him do that.
I've never seen Cash do that.
Oh, yeah.
Never.
He just goes from crawling
so if he's on
to
his
standing,
belly, if he's
crawling to screaming.
if he's on his belly, where does he go next?
To stand. He'll crawl somewhere and stand.
Because that was the first thing that Cora did. Same with Basil, because I told you guys.
But like Katie said, that takes a lot of, didn't you say that?
A ton of core strength.
Core, yeah.
Cora's strength.
Cora's strength.
That was the first thing she did. She went from crawling to sitting. Because I told you guys at 7 months, they will drink their own bottles and they will burp themselves.
No, because they'll sit up.
Yeah, Dale just started sitting up. He did it like occasionally, and then he just started doing it consistently a couple weeks ago.
So, like, if she's laying on her back, she'll sit up or like roll and then
they can roll and sit up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she'll roll.
So like that's Dale's pose where he like has his hand behind his head. That's him like about getting ready to sit up.
Like
he'll
rolling over.
He'll like pose on his side and then sit up. You know? Yeah.
See?
But he might do it at daycare and you just haven't seen it because, and here's the other thing, your house has a lot of things to pull to stand on. Like your space is smaller.
True.
I don't have a coffee table. Like I have a ton of space in my living room, so he doesn't have a choice.
At the end of the month if he does it.
Yeah.
For your house.
Yeah.
Well, she's been doing it this whole time.
Well, I know. I didn't know that that's like part of the whole like going to daycare all day. Like he was pulling himself to stand at daycare and I had no idea.
Don't you wish you just had like a live camera just to like see what they're doing all day long?
Yes and no.
Yes and no, but big yes. I just want to know.
Maybe like, a certain time frame.
Like, I don't want to like see anything like bad or the other kids. I want to know what she's up to.
Yeah. I know.
Well,
Send me more pictures.
The other thing is sometimes when you see these, it's like, well, he's not doing that, but he's doing so much other stuff.
Right.
Like,
right.
He's pulling
Scaling.
the stand, he's pushing his walker.
Nearly
and
walking.
Yeah.
Like
he's walking but walking.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes.
He's going to be walking by 10 months.
I'm scared.
Sometimes we forget that.
Huh?
Do you know if you and Craig did?
I don't know.
When you were walking?
I never thought to ask. Does it matter?
No.
I just wonder.
Everybody always asks that though.
I don't know
They'll
why.
Be like, Cash is also another thing. Cash and Cora don't have teeth. Have not a tooth.
Not
well,
one tooth.
Cora might.
So Alyssa pointed out that we felt something promising.
Could have been a piece of food.
And you know what? She's definitely been acting a little bit different. She's had insane diarrhea the past couple of days. Insane blowouts.
Which is a sign of
that's
teething.
which I didn't know. Alyssa said, she's like, I'm pretty sure that's a sign of teething.
It is, because they drool a lot more and swallow saliva and they get upset bellies.
And she's not drooling out.
Yeah.
She's like, we don't see any drools.
Yeah.
That's what me and my mom keep saying. We're like, she's not drooling, so she must not be getting a tooth. But there's definitely something
a brewing.
But it's so crazy. Cash
what
and
if
Cora are
Cash
the
has, like,
oldest.
his back ones?
They're 12 months old. Like, you can be 12 months old with no
That's
teeth.
what his teachers tell me all the time.
And that's why
they all just come in at the same time.
I know, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm
Sometimes.
scared.
That's what I mean. But like, I rather them all come in at the same
True.
time.
So you're not doing it over.
I mean,
and
Dale
over.
got 2 teeth months ago and then hasn't had anything since.
So crazy.
So yeah, it's all just like, and that's what people with eating are like, well, they don't have teeth, which I know you were like, so how does this work?
I was like, you gave him pasta?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm confused.
Yeah.
How are you doing pasta? I don't
His
understand.
gums are hard.
Yeah, baby's
I never thought
gums
about
are
it.
just as tough as
Well, when I
teeth.
saw him today, like bite off a piece of steak, I'm like,
Yep.
okay, wow.
That's crazy. And he like ate the whole thing.
I mean, it was like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
How was it cooked?
Medium rare.
yeah, bloody.
Just kidding.
Oh, nice. I didn't know if you like made it well done.
No. It was cooked through. I thought you were.
I was being.
Oh,
It was rare.
Were you kidding? Or
We just
were you
seared.
serious? I actually don't know if you were kidding or not.
We seared both sides, just a little bit.
Just
That's how Craig eats his steak.
Mm-hmm.
So Cash has to eat it like that
Pittsburgh
too.
rare.
And then the other 3 for movement is just move things from one hand to the other. Use his fingers to rake food towards himself, so basically like they can grab at food, and sits without support.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's it for 9 months.
For
like
mobility.
to stand, fully crawling, none of that is on the list of milestones for a 9-month-old.
Wow.
Just sitting unassisted. So that's
crazy.
something really, if you're listening, that's really something to think about. If your
important.
kid is not crawling at 9 months, that's not 75% of babies aren't.
They'll
Or
find
20
a way to get around.
Dale still isn't fully crawling. He army
Dale's
crawls.
fast.
And he's fat. I'd guarantee if we lined our 3 babies up,
Dale would.
Dale would
I want
outcrawl.
to.
Should we?
No, I
should we do
really
it? Should we do a race?
Yeah.
That'd be a
Remember,
good
I like
Instagram
said
post.
something about
Bet
it
money on it?
at your house, and Ryan said, "Did somebody say a bet?"
I must have missed that.
I was like, "Yeah, I want them." I think like the dad should have the babies, and then like we should be on the other
yes,
side.
they
and
crawl
then,
to us.
Then they'll like turn the babies around real quick.
Yeah.
And like see what. Can you have another party before you go?
We can do a party anytime.
Oh, I guess we can do it at Katie's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you guys come
The
down.
guys
And
won't be there.
Cash will be running over.
He'll be like, stop.
Yeah.
Move out of my way.
But I think, like, if you're missing one of those milestones, I don't think it's something to worry about. If you're seeing, like, your baby is, like, way behind, it's still okay. And it's important to know that because early intervention can literally get them right back on track. And that's, like, an example of, like, a small amount of early intervention is kind of what Courtney did with feeding, introducing textured spoons, introducing teethers that have texture, introducing, multiple different foods and exposing him. That's an example of early intervention. And I don't want to say everywhere because I don't know where all our listeners are from, but most school districts, counties have some type of early intervention team. And it might not even, here in PA, it might not be with school districts. It might be with like Westmoreland County or the health department. But look up early intervention in your area and somebody will come to your house and assess your child. They'll watch them and whatever you're worried about. They'll give you a testing report and they'll if they need early intervention, they'll send them directly to daycare, like the OT that comes to daycare for one of the kiddos, or they'll come directly to your house if you're at home and work with whatever that you need. And it's mostly parent coaching. Like they kind of help you learn what you can do.
Yeah.
But
I guess
it's super helpful.
The big thing is like how to know when that's needed.
Yeah.
If you're worried, call them.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst that can happen is they come out and say everything's fine.
I think that's like the hardest part.
Yeah.
Is, okay, yeah, I'm comparing and maybe my baby's not doing that yet, but when should I be worried that they're not doing it? You know what I mean?
I think when you see a large gap.
Yeah.
If we would bring our three babies together and Dale was still kind of looking like Mac falling backwards when he's trying to sit up, like months behind in what they were trying to do. You know, I think that's when you're kind of like, something might be going on. Yeah. Or no vocals, not babbling at all by 9 months. That might be like, because the thing is, early intervention is important because it could be something like a hearing issue.
Yeah.
They might have fluid in their ears, and that's why they're not babbling, because they're not hearing what you're saying. Like, so it just because they're not meeting milestones, it doesn't mean like, oh my God, they have autism. Because in our society, that's the first thing moms worry about. Like, they're not doing something, it must be autism. Like, no, could be fluid in their ears. It could be, you know, I mean, there's tons of things that can contribute to it, but it could be that you're not doing activities at home that are helping because you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that nobody's at your house showing you, like, if you're a stay-at-home mom.
Miss Katie.
Not everybody has a Miss Katie.
Yeah. I mean, if you're at home all day with your kid, like, if you don't know what to do, it's not your fault. Like, there's no... TikTok's a great resource. It really is. We should post, like, some of our favorite accounts. Like, because that one speech pathologist I always share with you guys that wrote the book, like, I don't know what the book was called. My first Learn to Talk book.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Dale...
The one that we all have?
The second...
Because you told us to buy it?
The one we all have because Katie told us
Y'all saw me at the baby circle. The second I started to read that book, Dale was like, Mom's reading the book. He loves that book.
I know. I have it. I need to read it more.
But I think it's just important to know, like, look up the milestones before you panic of what you're comparing. Like, if your kid isn't crawling at 9 months, most babies aren't. The majority of babies aren't. Like, it's...
Okay, so advanced babies.
I mean...
Bet.
Can someone say advanced?
With a tampon.
And sleeping. And the sleeping is just so big. I don't know if we really dove back into that. But
yeah, I don't remember if we did that on this one or the one before.
We are...
or the other
our
episode
babies
we
are
started
the face
with.
of it gets better. We're hoping it stays better. Yes. Consistent routines. 9+ hours a night. It's true.
I think the hardest thing for me was when people would tell me it gets better when their baby always slept good.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would get, like, agitated because I'm like, I'm trying everything.
Yeah.
And I think now being on the other side where I had I'm sorry, excuse my language, but I had a shitty sleeping baby for the majority so far of this 9 months. I think the last episode I was on with you guys, I called in and you were like, how are you sleeping? And I was like, on my side when I have a chance, like, because I literally wasn't sleeping. Yeah. And that wasn't even that long ago. No. And he was up every 2 hours, every 3 hours.
And that changes your mental health and how you're feeling as a person.
Oh my God.
I didn't even realize what sleep did for me until I started getting it consistently.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
I remember that Friday you woke up, you're like, I feel amazing. Yes. And we're like, yeah, because you slept last night.
And then I did it again. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, like, I feel incredible.
I kept telling my boss, I'm like, I don't know why I feel like I can't keep up at work. I was like, I don't understand. I don't know what I'm doing differently. That was sleep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was sleep.
You're exhausted.
Yeah. If you're not getting sleep, and then,
like, you're worrying mentally all day also about tonight.
Yep.
What's tonight going to be like?
How much sleep am I going to get?
I mean, literally yesterday I was like, what am I doing wrong? He's not napping. Like, again, we compare because we see other babies napping. Like, maybe Dale's just not napping. He's got too much going on. Too much to see. Too much to learn. His brain's moving a little too much. Like, that's just I feel like we're hitting a point where their personalities are totally coming out. Like, we're seeing the type of, like, little toddler that they're going to be. And it's so awesome and amazing. but there's challenges that come with it, and it's just.
You guys are so excited for it. I'm scared.
Oh, I love the toddlers.
So much
They're
fun.
the best.
I told you. So 3 months, 7 months, and 1.
And then that's it. Done.
And 2.5.
Oh, okay.
2.5.
And then
I don't know
forget
how many
'em.
months that is.
good
Toss 'em
luck.
aside.
2 was my favorite age.
People say terrible twos. Twos are the best.
No,
in
2
my
terrible
opinion.
2s. It's
3s
3,
and
4,
4s.
and 5.
And yeah, I mean,
5 has not been that bad. 5 is a lot better than 3 and 4. I'm doing a lot better. She's doing a lot better. She's so smart. She's taking showers.
Did we all hear that?
Showers.
Adult.
I'm trying to. I have a 2.5 to 3 hour bedtime routine between both kids that I'm trying to put down to 1 hour. 1 hour tops.
Minimum. Tops,
Yeah.
Maximum.
Max. So that's what we're working on. We're doing great with the support of you guys.
and I also think one other thing I want to say is comparing yourself to other moms. Like y'all tease me and stuff about how I know things, but like, I feel like I'm home all day. Like, I know preparing purees, like people are like, yeah, I'm home all day. Like, not that I have all this extra, but I'm there. I can do stuff like that. Like the comparing, if I was working full time, remember I was buying whatever it was called, Little Spoons, that they were delivering the food to me because I didn't have time to do it. Like I lived that life too. So I know the difference between how much time you have with your kid. The last thing I want to do when I'm at home with my kid is cook food when I haven't seen them all day. Like I'm not doing that. So and our bodies, like comparing our bodies to each other. Like, I mean, Courtney's like a naturally petite person, but that brings its own struggles. I know you were struggling with keeping your weight up when you were breastfeeding. Like, and we look at people and we're like, she's so skinny after having a baby. And you don't see that struggle that we saw, that it wasn't like, oh, you were just skinny, but it was causing problems for you.
And losing your hair.
And I think that was a big part of why I couldn't continue to breastfeed. I just was not keeping
He was
up.
like sucking everything out of you.
Literally.
All the nutrients.
on top of not sleeping. I was like a walking nothing.
I felt like that too. I felt more like that after I had Basil. Like, I felt ghostly white. It was like when you have them, right when, you know, it's just, they take everything out. I was like dry. My hair was falling out. It's just that beginning months of postpartum. Like, nobody really sees like how much you have to sacrifice and give to your baby.
And what your body does.
I mean, even now, like
before and after.
Yeah, and we're older now. Like, I was an athlete my whole life. And like before, if I would have started eating healthy, I would have lost weight, no problem. Now I eat healthy. Like, I really do. Yeah. And nothing's falling off. It's like I've extra, like, we're older and we just had a kid and we're like, we just got past the 9 months in, 9 months out. Like, our baby just is old enough where he was in our bellies for that long, and we grew a human being. Like,
miracle.
Sometimes I look at like his little toes and his knees and like
ears. That.
No, literally
that.
the ear. Like, and you're just like, I grew this human, like eyeballs, eyelashes. Like, my body did that, and yet I look in the mirror and I hate it. Why would I ever do that to myself?
And this time last year, we all felt amazing.
Oh my god! I was like, I'm hot. I was
good. So hot, like naked.
You were naked all the time.
I was always naked on Snapchat. That was my favorite.
Just on Snapchat.
And I remember talking to you about it, Katie. You're like, I'm gonna miss loving my body this much.
Yeah, because I struggled beforehand, and I did. I felt
which is crazy because our bodies were completely different than they've ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because maybe because it was for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And now I just cleaned out my whole closet and I tried everything on and I was like, you know what? If I put this on, I'm not going to save it and think one day my body's going to fit on it. I'm going to buy clothes that fit my body because I'm done.
Don't put that pressure on yourself.
Yeah, I'm done. Like, there will be a stage in my life where Dale is grown up or any other kids I have are grown up and it's going to be focused on me. And right now is just not that time. I'm not waking up at 5:30 in the morning and working out. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't care enough. Jacob loves me. I need to love me.
That's so true.
Like,
your baby loves you.
Yes, and Dale loves me. So I'm not, why am I doing that to myself? So like I would like put a shirt on and it would be tight and I would hate myself in it and then I would hang it back up. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put that same shirt on and hate myself. So now everything in my closet, I put on and it fits me and it feels good and I don't have to like stress about it. And it's just like, we created humans, and this
is our mom era.
Yes, like hot moms. And hot moms is your confidence. That's what a hot mom is. Like pushing that Wonderfold, I feel hot. I'm like, did, right? Yeah, I'm like, wow, I'm a hot mom.
You looked freaking hot.
I mean, so that's
with that V-dub.
And it's so hard not to compare yourself to other moms. Like when you see these TikTok, they're like, yeah, back in the gym after 6 weeks, couldn't wait to get cleared. Couldn't be me.
My 4-month-old stay-at-home mom routine wakes up 2 hours before the baby wakes up. Get out.
No.
Go somewhere else.
In fact, my baby sometimes wakes up and he's happy and babbling, and I fall back asleep because he's happy and babbling.
And I hit that snooze button.
Yeah. So definitely not me. Definitely not me.
I'm like, I should probably get up. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll back over.
I'm actually not. I'm not gonna wake up.
Then he starts fussing. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm up. Yeah.
I hope we didn't jinx ourselves, but
you said it a couple times. So.
But all of our life, or all of our mom life, is just, it's hard not to compare, and that's what I feel like
you're constantly.
We're gonna do it, you know.
Yeah. What?
I mean, I feel like even as they get older, it's just gonna get worse.
Oh, comparing.
Especially, you know, the walking, the talking, the smarts. Do they know their colors? Do they know their numbers? How about their alphabet? What words are they saying? Like, it keeps growing, you know?
And I think just the basis of all that is just making sure you're doing a good job.
Mm-hmm. The best you can.
Yeah.
The best you can.
And if you're questioning it, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, exactly.
More than a good job.
And if you want ideas, like, that's the beauty of technology. It's a curse, but it's a blessing. Go on Pinterest, type in 9-month-old activities. You'll find great ones. TikTok. Like TikTok, yes, you'll find great ones. Try to find somebody who like kind of knows what they're doing, not just like somebody random who's making things, because sometimes, you know, they look super fun, but they're probably not going to work because the kids aren't going to pay attention to it. But yeah, there's so many resources out there. You're not by yourself. I mean,
I agree.
Yeah. That's the bottom line of it.
So stop comparing yourself.
You're an amazing mom, in case nobody's told you. I had to tell one of our friends in our group today. I'm like, you're an amazing mother, and you're doing an amazing job. And if nobody's told you that, shame on us, because it needs to be said.
That's literally the best compliment you can give a mom.
Yeah.
Is you're doing great.
And if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably an amazing mother, because you're listening just to like,
because you know us through a podcast.
Well, yeah.
So
and you're trying to find connection, and you're
the
trying
coolest
to find
thing about you.
That definitely 100%.
But just know, if you are comparing yourself, most other moms are comparing themselves probably to you.
Yeah. We see the things other moms are doing, and we don't see what's happening behind the scenes. Because no mom has it all together. And if you think you do, call me, because I want to follow you for a day. No, because I want to follow you for a day, and I want to learn.
What did you say?
Because I know everything.
Oh. You're probably wrong.
No, I just want to. I want to learn from you, because God.
I want to end with something that I talked about at work. I think it's a pretty relevant topic. It was about juggling and how you have to compare things, because everyone's always trying to juggle all the same things. But in life, you have your plastic balls you're juggling and your glass balls. And your plastic balls are the ones that can drop and they just bounce, and it's going to be okay. You can grab them back again. Your glass balls are your most important ones. So if those are going to drop, you need to grab them. So just always remembering, like, what is really most important in the moment. Is this something that, you know, is maybe not the season for me right now? Because I know for myself, like, you know, comparing some, you know, other moms or people that can go out and do things without their baby or go on dates and stuff. And I'm like, I can't do that. I don't, you know, I'm not ready to do that. That's okay.
It's completely okay.
That's not my season. We'll get back to that one day. So I think that's important too.
Yeah.
And that last part you said is important too. It's just not the time right now. Like, it will come back. This like season of our life is going to end, and we're going to want it back.
Yep.
Like, one day our kids are going to grow up, and we're going to be like,
what happened?
Sad.
Where did you go? Yeah.
And
I'm
like,
already sad. What do you mean?
I know. We're going to be texting each other like, do you guys want to come over? Because I'm kind of lonely.
I
Like,
know.
like that's going to be our reality one day.
I have like
So-
a big kid at home, and you know, she's just doing big kid things. It's like I have the best of both worlds right now because it's like, you know,
Me in 5 years.
one can do something, make popcorn, take showers. The other one needs my undivided attention. Well, they both do. They
Yeah.
both do. But it's crazy to see like the dynamic of both of them.
But I love that. I
Me
love
too.
like drop the things that aren't as important right now and make sure you're catching the ones that are.
Because you're never going to be able to do it all.
No.
Have it all.
Never.
You'll.
In fact, I have a mom bladder and I'm about to pee myself right now. So
Well, on that note, bye.